ups and downs. So I think hiyo ilikuwa the down part. But later on, all's well that ends well. They patched things up, hooked back up, and also my stepmom. Now we are one big happy family. But hiyo maisha Njoro ilikuwa ngumu. We used to have a houseboy called Joshua. So Joshua alikuwa an ex-military guy, allegedly. So, cause me at his day. Okay, yeah, he showed me a few photographs. Sijui kama alikuwa ameomba hiyo longi. So Joshua maze, we are sitting on the dining table, right? My dad is sitting over there. Alafu, ukifanya kitu anaanza kukuchuna. Just up on the dining table. Alafu budango wakitani kuangalia. You guys, Joshua anaanza kukupanguza. Hapo pinja alikuwa na kuchuna. You guys, that guy used to oppress us, you guys. Oh, Joshua. Then now when my dad goes to Nairobi to see my mother and his other projects, maze huyo jamaa alikuwa anatuvunja you guys hapo Njoro you guys. Alikuwa anafanya tufanye ma headstand. Alafu anatunyima food, anasema sijui tuna fast. You guys, somebody should really check on their children. So we could not tell my dad because huyu jamaa atakumaliza. Kumbuka yeye ni ex-military. Cheki nani alikuwa anajifanya. So hiyo ni father alikuwa around ati mtu mwenye alikuwa na ringa.
Oh, sasa yeye ndo amechukua usukani sasa.
Cheki ni Martin alikuwa anajifanya. Aya, go and do the headstand. So you go and stand on your head, you guys. You guys, that is not oppression. You guys, Joshua, if you're listening, you need to write me an apology letter. Alitutesa sana you guys kwa hiyo keja. So sometimes he used to say tuna fast. So he then cook you guys. Sasa tunakaa njaa you guys.
Na yeye akuli pia.
Hapana? Sijui kama alikuwa anakula secretly.
Kwa sababu msee alikuwa anadimbua.
Can you imagine fasting and you're a kid? You don't even know what's cutting. So there's a time he was boiling some maize. And then bro wangu akalemea sana hiyo alleged fast. Alipita na mahindi. Akakimia na akaingia huko kwa mahindi. Like the mahindi which is now in the farm. So he went to hide there to eat the mahindi. And then now we had to steal food from. So unajua our school was next to our house was next to the school, Kilimo Primary School. If you're listening from and you're there, shout out. So there used to be clubs called 4K Club, which is an agriculture club. So you grow things like vegetables on a seed bed, patches of what are they called? These cabbages. So maze during the weekend because of njaa maze tulikuwa tunaiba hizo cabbages you guys na tunazichemsha because tulikuwa tunapigwa na bao fulani. You guys, there's some kid who failed in agriculture because of us guys you guys. But I don't know hata hiyo story imetoka wapi.
Is a job.
I think ni ngoma.
Damn. Ati tuna fast.
You guys, we are fasting. Check haya, we are fasting. We are fasting today. Hakuna mtu atakula na mtu ukiona mtu akikula uniambie. Sawa?
So mlikuwa mnaishi in a military camp.
You guys.
Maybe he was preparing you for the real world. So unajua watu wa campus wamezoea kuinama.
But it has to be willingly. You cannot oppress. No. You guys can imagine finding out your toys are being oppressed by the houseboy guy. You guys utakasirika yako yote.
Mbaya.
In fact, when my big bros discovered those stories, they were very upset. They were very mad, you guys. Chick, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me those stories, man? Me would have fixed that guy yangu yote.
Kweli.
Brangus ni karateka you guys. Akimpiga
karateka na military. Me, I'm putting my money on the military guy.
I see you guys.
Karate is fake.
Anapiga roundhouse kick moja.
Let me tell you, Emmanuel, hizi martial arts zenye lazima sijui we touch gloves, we fanya nini. Hizo they don't work in real life.
For real?
Street fighting is different from this controlled in a ring.
So what works? Jiu-jitsu?
So jiu-jitsu ni ile lazima
grappling.
No, si jiu-jitsu lazima tukae chini.
Tulale.
Kunyongana sijui kufanya nini. You get in a street fight, there's no time for you to sit down.
Anakushika Ken Beda, shout out by the way if you're listening. Ken Beda is our jiu-jitsu guy. So Ken Beda anakushika if you attack him on the street. Anakulalisha chini alafu anafanya usubmit. But he said the best defense is to run away. So now you don't walk around looking for soldiers to fight.
But speaking of which, there is I was showing you a video of Wycliffe Oparanya.
Oh, okay.
Who was introducing his 3 wives to the public. And even during this Raila Odinga services that have been happening, the body viewing, the knee, I think one, was it Oburu?
Yes, Oburu Odinga introduced his 2 wives. Wa kwanza, he said, this is my first wife, she's a pediatrician, well-read, he tupared some accolades up na pale, and then he introduced and said, sasa, just to help this one, I have this one. Where, you know, sometimes you want a massage. Nataki kusumbua huyu. Sasa niko na huyu. And the other one really smiled. Okay, no, mkono. It's interesting you mentioned that. Jaramogi Oginga Odinga had 5 wives. 5 wives. Mary Ajuma, Godensia Adea, Susan Agik, and Betty Adongo. And he also had another one who he inherited. Okay? So 3 of them are still alive, allegedly. I don't know if this is confirmed information. But interestingly, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga himself, according to this story over here that I'm seeing, was a son of an inherited wife. Apparently ukienda YouTube watch Jalango did a tour before he became an MP of that your place naitwa
Kango Kajaramogi.
Yes, that place. And I think some of this information is there.
There's like a museum.
Yeah, but those are old school guys. I don't know if you can pull that off now.
It depends. I think all these things are resource based. Even
resource. I know broke people in Londeti who have many wives.
Are they really broke?
Okay, they can provide milk. There's a shamba there where you can, but they're not resourced financially.
Yeah, but they have, as you said, a cow. You know, they have land. They have resources in the way that they can provide for their many wives.
Maybe what you're saying is
you can't do that in Nairobi. I don't see how you can have 3 wives in Nairobi and you don't have fulusi.
So
in Ocha,
I think the idea
in Ocha, the wealth is different. It's like what you have on earth. Like you have land, you have cows, you have a shamba. You see, at the end of the day, if you can feed all your wives and children, I feel like that is okay. So in Nairobi, you don't have like a shamba where unaendea mboga and everything.
But si hapa ni shamba, hapa penye uko ni shamba.
Ndo nasema everything now is money.
Exactly. So wewe unakuja hapa kwa hii shamba ya Radio Generation. Sawa. Then at the end of the month unalipwa do zako taslim. And then you divide. Unasema haya, BBA anahitaji X amount for her rent, blah 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 blah, and the BB2 needs X. Or unasema BBA atakuwa first bedroom, alafu BBB
unapiga sublet.
You guys know there was a time my dad had 2 mummies in the same digs. You guys, my mother and another.
That is the difference. Me, because my dad also had three wives
in the same digs,
but not all of them at the same time. Like throughout his life, he had 3 wives. But Sidani, he was not courageous enough as your dad to have all of them at once. Like your dad had all those wives at once, didn't you?
Okay, not at the same. Yeah, at some point, there were 2 mothers in one digs. At some point.
Yeah.
And I remember it used to be very, very strange. You know, sometimes you'd have we're in Nax. Because remember, we moved to Nax at some point. So we're in the house. My dad is there with my mother, and then in the other room my stepmother is there. Ilikuwa inanishangazanga sana mno. And I was a kid. Cheki mimi nikishangaa sana mno. Cheki Can you imagine shangae yako yote na wewe ni kijana mdogo?
But right now I don't think that can happen. Enyewe.
You think so? You never know, bro.
I think the problem right now is men are not being honest. Like we tend more to lie.
I actually found
and do all these things chini ya maji.
Yes,
but kitambo it was when you have a wife and you want to add another one, you're just honest and you have a conversation with your one wife and you tell them that you've gotten another woman and you want them to come and help the way you've said, you know, like even the way they introduce their wives is they're here to help us, the family.
Being me. Like I was actually proud is not the word, but I was like, okay, kudos to this Oburu Odinga guy. At least anasema publicly. Hii maneno ya kusneak around Roysambu, mara umeonekana hapo Kamakis kidogo, ulikuwa Kitengela, gari yako ilionekana kwa parking fulani.
Aibu ingine kubwa sana because sometimes unajipata offside saa zingine. Find an old mzee, you guy ameenda mzee amepark hapo kwa keja tu yenye iko na mabed sitter. So sometimes even where I live I see that a lot because
unaona gari ni chuma si chuma.
Gari ingine sijui
gari ni moto si moto.
TZG ama sijui hadi ni sijui 60 year anniversary. You guys are very big Mourning.
And it's that 130
and you just know ako hapa mazee kufanya vitu zingine unlawful.
No, we should follow the public way. Kama unafanya maneno yako fanya publicly. Maneno ya secrets and dodgy behavior tunataka kuacha 2025. You know, we're almost in a new year, so I think people need to reform.
Even this idea of baby mama, baby daddy, kitambo, was it really there? I feel like every kid belonged to a homestead.
Yeah, there was a homestead. If the dad wasn't there was a community who should step up. Now we have guys who do the deed and then they just leave their seeds roaming around town. Hata hawana baba. Like hawajui baba kwa wapi. Wameingia mitini. That is very bad. And I tell you why it's even worse. Sometimes they'll hook up with their relatives. Huko mbele. Sasa as you know, it'll pollute the seed. Sasa mtu anakutana na half brother yake, wanafanya kitendo, they get a two. You guys, unaona hiyo ni shida chungu nzima
sana.
So you need to, kama uko na somebody somewhere, you need to go there and stamp your authority. It doesn't mean hook back up with the person, but just show up.
But now the problem is right now this entire deal of baby mama, baby daddies, ideally you guys wanted this thing to work, but now imefika pahali
who wanted it to work?
Sasi both parties. They wanted this thing to work. They had the kid and they wanted it to work, but they kosana.
Okay. Oh, that's what you mean.
So now you and your significant other, or the person at least that you have a kid with, are not getting along at all. So the person who suffers there is the kid, because now, as I told you, the hate for your partner is more than the love for the kid. So you can't even vumilie and be like, you know, wacha tungangane tukae pamoja mtoto at least akuwe na like both parents. So
at least active in their lives, like giving out basics.
So mtoi anakuwa ni kama they are being, hadi kuna timetable, so hii holiday unaenda unakaa na dad, the next one uko na mom, like there's no stability really. And then sometimes it gets worse where now it becomes like a chess game. Like you're even using the kid to settle scores. It's very sad.
Let me tell you, at my age, some of my friends are pitying horrible divorces, whereby you guys, in fact you wonder, these people got so many children together, but the hate they have for each other,
it's crazy. Like
the children now become part of the fight, so even you can't access the children because mekosana, just like you're saying, you know, somebody wants to go see, maybe the court says sasa you'll be seeing the children on Saturdays. Alafu sasa ikifika hiyo sato and unasema yes, I want the kids to see you, but niko nao hapa Naivasha. So you see, you only have maybe on sato paka 6 p.m. and then the toy is in Naivasha. So hata akidrive at 1,000 kilometers per hour, then the toys get here at 4. You have to now rudisha them at 6. Unaona, like why would you do that? And then now sometimes what I've seen happening with the people around me is the kids, when they stay with one parent who hates the other parent, this parent who's with the kids poisons the minds of these kids against the other parent. So there's a way they view them. In fact, there's a friend of mine who you know, he has a couple of daughters and a son. The daughters must look at him with you know, doubt because of your information yenye wamepewa. And then now the son, weirdly enough, just has his own mind. So he comes and says, hey dad, mom tells me this about you, but me, I don't believe. Me, I love you, dad. Like it's like a miracle. Because this guy, he can't explain how this very young Toi is sort of understanding, not really understanding, that's not the word, but sort of looks like he's understanding the situation and telling him things like, but dad, even if, you know, mom tells me some of these things about you, me, I still love you, you're my dad, you know, I want to be with you. So this guy is always, you guy, really whipping you guy because of that toy, you guy. Take it, toy, you guy, this toy just tells me he loves me, bruh. Yeah. But now he's also weird. Kuna siku alienda akatoroka na huyo kijana. alienda kaifa na mtoi. Sasa mazee ikabidi arrest warrant. Can you imagine? Yeah, man. You get that chick went and looked for an arrest warrant because jamaa ametoroka na mtoto. Na unajua tulikuwa na
mtoto ni wake pia you guy ama.
Yeah, but sasa si wamekosana. It's not amicable. It's not
So at that point you guys like if you're at all you're not even married to begin with, but you have kids together. Do you go to the court to decide who has custody ama nini wenyewe mnakaa chini mnaandikisha?
Yeah, I think the fact that they are other human beings and they are being affected by your whatever your arrangement is, if you don't agree, the court will decide. And which is a sad place to be. And like you were saying earlier, if there's a way we can just try to get along just for the sake of the kids. Like we try, we co-parent. If the environment in my house is a good environment, you send the kids over to my place. You make sure your environment is also good, and I also send the kids to your place. Like you look for a system that works. Lakini kupigana, because I feel like hurt parents create now hurt kids.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that boy who's telling my pal that he loves him like that is okay. Mtoisi amepitia trauma, trauma.
You're too young for those discussions also. Yeah. I mean, like, hate is such a strong word to be used like for a toy like that. Like they don't even understand what that means.
You get this modern toys are pitying. But anyone who's out there also pitying, tunasema pole sana kama hapa the wind down. We are Radio Generation. The show is called Wind Down. Bashir Halaiki and I in studio, and it's our open mic hour. And we've just started a cold start. It was just a cold start. We just got in. Lakini hiyo story I think ilikuwa imetuuma sana mno, and we had to share it. But I want you to listen to this, and then we have a discussion around it. I think kuna kitu ingine inacheza hapa. Wacha ni sort out. But meanwhile, as I'm sorting this story out over here, Bashir, in regard to what I want to play for you, wakale mazee walituma 80 cows pale kwa baba. Uliona story?
Yeah, niliona. Mimi nilichangia zangu. I made sure mazee to contribute to the community contribution kit. Yeah, hizo mangombe jo.
You guys, they said
kuna WhatsApp group by the way.
Walisema 80 cows for Baba's 80 years. Yeah, and then it was also according to the story that I read, it was also a conciliatory gift because of the unajua kuna na shamra ya politics. Sasa just as an act of good faith wakatuma hizo 80 cows, but also the Lunjes also sent in some cows. In fact watu wanasema Eugene Wamawa sent in 5 polite bulls for that funeral, lakini kuna mtu alikuwa anasema Waluya 15,000 wali come through you guys. Sasa walikuwa nafanya hesabu, wanasema haya hizi ngombe ni 5 lakini Waluya ni 1000. Waluya ni 15,000. Kwa hivyo hii ni shida chongo zima. So but at least wali represent, huh?
No, nile tu nakuja na shopping kwako alafu nakaa tu ikule.
But you guys, the Lunje cows wenyewe a bit scrawny.
Hazikuwa mazee zimeshiba.
Hazikuwa zimesimama peke yake you guys bila kushikiliwa. But you know the I don't know about Kip Karen, which is where you're from, but hapo Luandeti the cows are not the large Masai cows. Like they are dwarfish. Like you can find I'm taller than some of those cows. Those cows that may see in Kitengela are huge, like ziko na afya. But the Lunje cows pale Luandeti are pretty tiny. So I don't know. I think for one Kale bull you need 2 Lunje bulls. I think it's because of crossbreeding and
but it's a different breed entirely. Like the Masai ones, those are like are they like kienyeji?
Oh, it's a breed on its own?
I think it's a breed. Hizo ziko na like ni hump.
Zebu. Are they Zebu?
Yeah, I think it's because it's a different like even in Kaleland mostly ni Fresians because si ni watu wa maziwa. So they generally tend to be bigger compared to these other ones. Hizo zenyu ndo sijui ni gani jo.
I think hizo zetu ni Luya. Cheki usuri wangu mimi sikuange mkopwa sana. Kwa hivyo naweza survive. But I think it's because of inbreeding sana.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we practice a lot of well curated breeding of the cows. And then another thing is we don't have very big grazing land. Kila mtu amepanda mboga, not even mboga, mahindi, alafu kama hujapanda mahindi umepanda miwa. So hakuna space ya cattle ku graze like in Kitengela. In Kitengela there's a lot of grass. You can graze in your neighbor's plot. But uko Luandeti mazeni noma. I think I've sorted things out over here. Listen to this, Bash.
Yeah, I know everyone is up in arms at watu wana cloud chase na matanga ya baba, you know. Me at least I see Bahati is an honest guy. Bahati anajua yeye ni clout anatafuta na ajali. So hata alienda studio akijua anatafuta clout. Sawa, mtaongea kumuhusu and he knows. He is not hiding. Kuna mtu nilimuona JKIA analia ako kwa coffin, analia na ako live on TikTok. Bado katikati ya nduru anasema tap the screen, share the live, follow the host. Wao ni mtu hata kama huyo sasa mtaita nini? At least Bahati tunajua kabisa hajui kitu anafanya, ni sawa. But huyo analia. I was a professional mourner for 3 years. Kisumu Polytechnic University. I was. Nyalenda yote nimefanya kazi. I've done my part. And I know when we were professional mourners, the only thing we needed to do was to convince the family that we know the person had no idea, but you would cry out. So here to kabisa. Mimi so someone anapiga tu na kabisa.
You guys, that is Professor Hamo. Na amekasirishwa sana na watu wa kwenda live wakati wa
tap the screen.
Mazi, shout out to you, Hamo. Mazi, that was hilarious stuff, you guys. Do you think some of these guys were crossing the boundary? There's a video I saw of some guy who was mourning yake yote. Alafu kidogo akaona Lolo Hassan. You guys akaacha kumuona, akaanza kumsalamia. Check it. Hey, Lolo Hassan. How are you? Tupige picha. So you guys, Mazi, history ya kwenda live. I saw a guy. And I think that's what Hamo is referencing. When the body arrived, ya baba, pale kwa airport, he was doing a video. Alafu anasema baba. So he's on a record. You guys, what is that? Yeah. You don't think such people should be arrested and tried in a court of law, you guys?
No. I think Kenya maze kila kitu ni content enyewe. You know, everyone is a content creator in their own right. I saw someone also making a video, especially I think it was during the Kasarani. So he was asking Murkomen for 100 bob and no data.
Yeah.
And then ni kama aliona venye Murkomen alikuwa amevaa akasahau kuhusu mambo ya 100 bob. So he started analyzing the way Murkomen has dressed. So I think some of these people by there, it's just content. And it's sad that you're using someone's death to do that. I mean, other than that, we have a lot of Kenyan musicians. I know there's been that discussion online. Like after Baba died, you know, there's someone called, I think, Jay Blessing. He chomoad an album. Yeah, like a 7-song album dedicated to Baba. Like
who are the singers?
I don't know.
I'm a very
Jeff Watilia. I think maybe he just produced the album.
Am I the
There's
producers?
a lot of people.
A and I.
There's a lot of people also doing songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw one
tributes to Baba.
I saw one by Costa Ojwang.
Yeah.
The one for Costa Ojwang is polite.
Yeah.
I think it's well done. I don't understand what he's saying though, but it's from the comments, guys are like this one.
But that's really the question is, should just anyone chomoa a song? Because si lazima. I feel like if you want to make a tribute, hakuna haraka. Like we will still continue mourning and celebrating Baba forever and ever, amen. So see, I think kunile tu right now, the word Raila italeta attention into whatever you are doing.
So like
right now, if I just go on Twitter and I tweet something and I just put Raila Odinga there, like I'm sure the algorithm will push it. So a lot of them are just trying to get on the bandwagon. But some of the songs, I don't think they are all that.
Or they're not
like
cooked.
Baba Even there was someone who was saying all artists should just sit down and chomoa one quality tribute song. So imambo ya kukimbia kwa studio so that you get on the wave, you get views, but the song is really not quality because umeharakisha.
There's a question somebody asked about what you're saying, that artists come together and make a song. Wakauliza itaekwa kwa YouTube ya nani?
Si ya baba.
Oh, itaekwa kwa ya baba?
Yeah.
Okay, you inaweza solve yenyewe. Utatoa logins.
Baba has I think the government created a website, an official website for any communication, tribute. I think it's railaodinga.org or something.
Yes. There was that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so maybe they create just a YouTube channel where they can be posting some of this stuff. You know, as you said, he had a lot of videos, a lot of speeches. Like someone should just create some sort of a page.
Yeah, Richard Nixon has that. There's an archive of all Richard Nixon speeches, all his interviews, and I've been seeing a lot of that, especially last year towards the end. And it taught me that, you know, Richard Nixon had that story of the Watergate scandal, if my memory serves me right. And when you get to listen to him, you discover this guy was just a regular guy. So I think even for future generations, because me, I wasn't alive during time here Nixon, your idea is brilliant. You archive all his speeches and his moments on a specific YouTube page, and then the future generations can learn from those. They can make their own deductions. Because history, depending on who writes history, you'll know the person through that person's eyes. If it's someone who didn't like Baba, for example, he'll write, and then he'll write his according to his not liking him. If it's a guy who likes him, he'll write according to that perspective. So if you have a place like that where you can, come across information about him, I think you can form your own conclusions.
Yeah.
I think it should be part of the, like there's a way former presidents have an archived Twitter X handle, like office of the fourth president, where they tweet from. Then they also have these foundations. Maybe they should use this info yenye tumepeana for free hapa wind down, wafungue hizo ma YouTube just to put the stuff there. And then also the family can also make some dollar bills if all they need YouTube dollar bills.
I think that should be something that they do, because now the problem is people are trying to make $1 off the tragedy that happened. The intent is very key when you talk about some of these things. Like why are you actually making a song? Is it really a tribute, or are you just trying to trend and make some money off that song?
I think they want to trend and make some money off it. I think that is the honest answer, you guys. Do you think but personally may think wewe imba tu wimbo yako, like we just judge your song as you, alafu tunasonga kutoka hii tunaenda kwa ingine. Hii maneno ya kuja pamoja, some guys don't have the right intentions, you guys. Watasema wataweka kwa page ya baba, kidogo unaona kwa page yake, then now unaanza ma court case. You guys, that is a lot of pressure. Wasema wamefurika hapa YouTube. I'm seeing George Raphael is locked in kama kawa. Shout out to you, Mr. Chairman. Ambrose Kuloba is also here and ananisalamia hapa yangu yote. Geoffrey Ngugi anasema this year YouTube stream takes a minute, but we are on there right now. Ambrose Kuloba anasema, natetea Waluya, anasema wewe Manu, Natembea brought in 15 bulls. Nikasiku hiyo information haiko
nimekupita.
Is this alleged?
Unajua shida ni Lunje unity. Even in communication bado ni kama muelewani. I think you guys let me tell you, one mega WhatsApp group will solve Lunje problems. I think you guys just don't talk. That's the start of the problem.
I think algorithm yangu ileti stories anatembea.
Someone was joking how Lunjes, you guys have like clans. That thing of clans, you guys are very serious thing. Like even within clans there's just beef. Sijui wa Maragori, sijui kina nani.
But I don't know if there's beef.
Not beef, but like it's still very distinct.
Yeah, we're very different. Yeah, in fact, I don't know which Mzungu lumped us up together. We are very different people.
Yeah.
The Mara, the Bukusus, the sijui Tachoni. Some of them I don't even know them, you guys. So like, how are we all one, you guys? We are very different. The sijui Kabaras. Like there are so many branches. Mzungu mwenye to separate hivyo mazee, we need to look for him. Mwenye tuweka in one thing. I think we should have been distinct entities. But anyway, story for another day. Bashir, today is, day one after we buried, our former prime minister. And I was talking to you about this earlier, and I was telling you the way it becomes really, really quiet on day one. I mean, it was day zero. What's a better way of referencing it? Day zero.
Let's say day one.
Yeah, day zero is yesterday. Sindio?
Yeah.
So day one, you've buried your loved one. Watu wameenda, dignitaries wameenda, machopa zimeenda. Cheki you guys nasikia jana Wilson mazee kulikuwa kumeja. You guys machopa you guys zilikuwa zinakosa pale pa kuwekwa you guys.
Inabidi parallel park.
Yeah. I was also at the airport today early in the morning, and I saw there were so many cars parked. You know, the airport, if you have some sort of VIP sticker, I don't know if it's official, but I see many VIPs, their cars are not parked with the regular guys. Ukitoka hapo, especially if it's domestic departures, unatoka tu kwa ndege na driver wako amepark gari yako pale. So you just jump in. So there were so many of those cars parked there. I'm sure waiting for their people coming through from Kesomsete.
Yeah.
So I was just imagining what's happening in Bondo right now. One of the things I heard was, I don't know how true it is, but Jana, after the burial, someone said some guys checked in over there, allegedly maze wakakanyaga mavitu hapo marith. Guys messed around, but I don't want to announce that officially because that's not verified information. But what I know is, after the burial is the time you truly need to be there for for this person who's PTing, because it is quiet. Everyone has gone. In fact, shout out to former President Uhuru Kenyatta. He was there today.
Yeah.
There's a report which says former president visits Raila Odinga grave in Bondo today. And I saw him there hanging out with Kina Oburu and Raila's sister, just sitting down on a couch, just, being there. So I think, yes, thank God for being with someone through the death. But after, Mazi, you need to make that phone call. You need to show up. You need to visit, because you guys, your silence, especially now on a level like this, I'm sure the silence is really loud.
And then also there's a lot of promises, like when during the burial nini, everyone there is if you ever need anything, just give me a call, I'll be there for you. But you guys, these guys don't really mean it. Like when you actually need something and you give them a call, you guys, they really lenga your call.
Yeah, but I was watching a video about I think Wamalwa Kijanas, some of his kids, and they were talking about some of those promises that you are talking about right now. Same as when their dad passed on, some of these politicians really promised things, you guys, for the family. Cheki kitu ambayo tutafanyia familia ni tutawachunga, tutakuwa nanyi, tutasimama na nyinyi kidete. You guy after that maze mteja patikani, you guy ama simu ishikwi. You're like, what the heck is going on here? But you guys, human nature is rough. Like you guys, human nature, the way a human being can forget another human being is very, very shocking.
Yeah. But
we should go out of our way and try and not be overwhelmed by that nature.
Yeah, we really do. And also the family didn't really get time to mourn. It's been I can imagine it's been hectic from the time he passed. Like I saw people inside his current home, like wase walikuwa wameingia kwa Ken.
Goodbye privacy.
You guys, you shasahau. From there now the body is being transported sijui Kasarani, Parliament, and then now Nyayo, nini. Like you don't really get time as a family to sit down and just take in what's really happening.
Yeah. For Lunjes, there's a ceremony called Lufu. So Lufu means after someone passes on, the family meets after 3 days, just to discuss the debts that this person left. I think I've told you about this before. So kama ulikuwa na madeni, kama kuna mtu alifanya kazi kwa shamba yako na alikuwa hajalipwa, to declare the things that the person owns. Check. I remember my mother declaring my Zak's wealth over there. You get kwa hiyo lufu. Check haya professor ako na shamba. Ako na shamba moja pale Mukuyu. Alafu ako na ingine. I don't know, but I think those 3 days, because now you have to hang around. So those 3 days, at least, they help you to be around. And then, because family, especially if you're from a big family, I don't know about these smaller ones, I'm sure it's harder for them. But if you're from a big family, your bros are around, you can see your dad through your bro. Like the day my dad passed on and we buried him, I looked at my uncle, and that is the day nilijua saying Marela. You guys was like, this is father. Like venye anafanya, you guys, this way they scratch their head like this.
Yeah.
The way he's moving and moving his fingers, I could see my dad in my uncle, and I really appreciated that after. So I think these are some of the things Rao's family are pitying right now. Like the uncle is around now, you start seeing your uncle in a different light. You're like, my dad is not around, but at least I have an uncle, I have an auntie, I have bros who are hanging around. But you have to just come together as one unit. Alafu pia kama uko na rafiki mwenye amepitia na amezika mtu wao, usitoroke tu urudi Nairobi umsahau. You guys call, figure out what's happening, just go through the journey together.
Yeah, but sometimes also there are some people who mourn differently. I guess sometimes someone just wants some time alone.
Yeah.
You just want to chill and really just pity that emotion. So
but I'll let you be alone while telling you. I can call you and tell you, hey Bash, just know if you need anything when ipigi.
Yeah. So I think you should give them
door.
the chance to reach out whenever they need something, but you should not also be there bombarding
overwhelming
them. It's like when something happens to you and you are not even crying, but you guys, when you're told pole repeatedly, you guys now inakuwa uchungu.
Yeah, hapo ndio
start crying sasa
on the spot. Jackie Pole, hey, you guys, you really start weeping, you guys. JOB is in the building.
Shout out to JOB.
Anasema, hello guys, what's up JB? Our new super fan mwenyeji aka Moz Ali ako ndani ya nyumba, you guys. He actually told me to send you a message and he said easy shows na mbamba sana mno. So akasema nikupige shout out moja ajab.
You guys, shout out imepokelewa sana, and thank you for the feedback. Thank you for always listening and following us up Maze, the wind down experience.
So you guys, Bra was buried at a place called Kaangoka Jaramogi. By the Mozali, does Kaangoka mean burial place? If you're one from the lake side,
I think tungeleta Maze Brian Odwor atusaidie. He was doing Maze some very in-depth analysis, the traditions.
So Kaangoka Jaramogi is where His Excellency, former Prime Minister, was buried, and I found that to be interesting because in Lunje culture, when you pass on, you're buried next to your house. So like my dad, if you come to my shags, you'll see on the left, if the house, you're buried on the sort of left side of the house. And my mother was telling me, unajua wanazika hapa ndio wachunge boma. So obviously she was saying that, in a light note, but that's what happens in Luyaland. I don't know about Luos. Perchance, if anything happens to me and I have a house uko in Luandeti, so ideally I should be buried up next. But I was thinking here idea ya Kaangoka Jaramogi is a very good idea, and we should adopt it, especially watu wa Western, where we have an area in the shamba where we say Indio itakuwa burial area,
like a family burial.
Yes, a family burial area. Sasa shamba haijaja, because you see we keep subdividing the shambas. Sasa una subdivide unaziko hapo. Kijana anapewa area yake, una subdivide anaziko hapo. So the farms are littered with graves. Right, which is not good for economics. So what if Lunjes, Luos, we take up this stuff? Even my brethren, you guys from Palace Central, I've gone to a few, quite a number of burials huko in Central, and you see unazikwa pahali kwa shamba. So unazikwa hapo, unasema, hey, my granddad is here, say my auntie is also over here on that shamba. I think maybe as we need to change tact, especially with our shambas from shags, because we need those farms to be productive. So we say, aya, sisi kama the Kisianganis. Sasa unaona area hapa, everyone from our generation, as long as we have this land, will be buried hapa kwa area. hatutaanza kubari sijui kando ya nyumba pale, and then it will save the other land for production, and then you have a area where you can go sit down and remember your ancestors, you guys.
I think you're the one who should start this, because if you're talking about now this,
but Sikinarao washaanza Kango
washaanza, but who started? See, I'm sure it started from maybe
started by Kango,
maybe the dad, Jaramogi Odinga, or maybe his dad. Like someone has to start and be like, you know what, all my people, my lineage, kila mtu will be buried here. Because now the problem that you're saying is everyone has their own personal shamba somewhere, and everyone wants to be buried in their own shamba. So I think we should find there was a decree from your ancestors, wamesema this is the culture of our people, everyone should be buried on this piece of land. It's very easy for you to follow that, but if there is nothing, you just follow Kenya kila mtu anataka individually.
I also guys do that, so guys don't steal the shambas.
Yeah, what do you mean? Steal aje?
As in like grab. You know that you can grab a piece of land. So if you bury someone there, you say, "Ata unaona hapa si ni grave ya father iko hapa." So you can't just come here and take this land.
Yeah.
You know those land disputes. So I was just thinking while you're talking, maybe one of the reasons that is done is just to cement the owner of the shamba. I don't know. I'm just musing at this point.
Might be. But I think if you want your family to be buried in one place, maybe someone needs to start that culture. So wewe useme Emmanuel, mimi na watoto wangu na wajukuu wangu na family yangu yote will be buried in this particular piece of land. And then now it will be followed like that, sasa going on to the next generation and the next generation.
I think this funeral has set two precedents. Number one is this one that I'm telling you about, looking for a area where we say e family yetu will be burying here, and then number two, getting buried in 3 days. All right, 3-4 days. So you don't need to drag out a funeral lunge style for 2 weeks. You can just say, hey, look, mazee mimi nimededi leo, by Friday maximum, if at all you die on Monday, mazee nafaa kuwa 6 feet deep. Because number one, it reduces the time spent for the mourning. Yes, we are still mourning, but sasa the body is safely in the ground. Okay, it's safely resting. Lakini hii yetu ya Waluya, wacha nijiongele, yetu ya Waluya kuweka mtu for 2 weeks, you guy, it's very, very expensive, and then it drags the thing on. So you get 2 weeks of mourning. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
So remember when I lost my sis, I wasn't here for a very long time. Nilikuwa huko mazee tunafanya vitu. But if we can compress mourning to about a week maximum, I think we can save a lot of time and money, you guys.
I think it's something Oyonga Pala was saying. There's a difference between the actual deed of getting rid of the body. So you see that is the burying the body and you put it in the ground. Off. No, yeah, it sounds off, but like that's how we put it. Like you're just sort of trying to just put the physical body in the ground.
Okay.
And then now there's the other things that come after someone dies. You know, the succession. Post someone dying, there's a lot of things that will have to happen. You know, when it comes to maybe property, when it comes to their children, there are so many other things that need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe it can be you first of all make sure that you bury the body, and then now these other things can drag on for as long as they need to do.
You go in Lunje funerals, it's normally quite interesting. Umekaa tu hapo ukiomboleza kwa tent, pastor kwa pale ana preach, alafu mtu anakuja anakuita, you guy, cheki kuja chakula imeiva. They whisper, you guy. So you sneak out, mazee unaelekea kwa tent fulani, mazee unabonda dish.
Yeah.
You really bomoa some food, you guy, in the midst of majonzi. Cheki, hey.
I guess that's how you guys mourn.
Chicken wing in a way.
I was hanging out with Moaf from Ikodini, and I think alikuwa ametoka burial ya nani Zach's dad.
Yeah, RIP.
RIP. And he was saying how the catering and the food there was not matanga like.
Oh, eh?
Yeah, he was showing me a video. You guys really salivated. It was a proper buffet.
You guys
there was like 17 different types of meats and different types of ways they've been made.
Sorted.
The burials and nimeenda, you guys, the food is always horrible.
Ombachi ndio chef.
Just be honest, you guys.
You
have gone to a funeral and the it was just like a miscellaneous scoop of rice. I don't even know. Ile rice mazee zile zenye ziko na umoja. Zimeshikana. It's just like a crossbreed of rice, ugali, porridge hapo. I don't know. So you just get that scoop. And then you go. First of all, let's start with the plate. It's just like these plates, plates to ya plastic flani. Umeskupiwa hapo. And then you guys, there was no meat, you guys. There was just now unaekewa supu from a birika.
Kulikuwa tuna harufu ya nyama.
But hiyo nyama ilikuwa wapi? So I'm thinking
ilikuwa kwa birika. Ilikuwa wapi hiyo funeral?
It was somewhere in Kalela, and I don't remember. Was it in Soy ama ilikuwa wapi? Okay. So I don't think
but maybe the family wasn't well to do family.
Yeah. I guess it depends. But hiyo burial yenye nani alienda mazee, it was proper mazee. So alidimbua vizi.
You guys mazee, shout out mazee. You guys, hiyo funeral ya sistangu pia hapo dimbua yetu. There was fish. Ili unaweza kula fish.
Kulikuwa na watermelon.
Mbaya you guys. You guys after kula sasa ni fruits. Mimi nilikataa ice cream.
Ulisema sushi si mambo yako.
Check it. This is now too much. Anyway ni scoop mbili. Yeah, man. No, but interesting stuff. We are hanging out over here with Bashir Halaik. It's been quite a weekend, and I'm sure we're just getting out of that slowly as we're remembering what happened, over the weekend, and also celebrating Mashujaa Day. And we're going to continue with that when we come back. Shout out to everyone who's been listening to us over here on YouTube. We're going to move the stream back to X. So don't touch that dial. We'll be back right here on Radio Generation. This is The Wind Down.
It's 9 o'clock.
Radio Generation, the sound is fine. Pump it up, turn it high all the time. Let the music move you, let's sway. Radio G's got your jam all day.
Radio Generation, the home of urban soul. Clocked out and stressed out? Yeah. Join the Wind Down for unfiltered conversations and a dash of light banter blend to give you a reset after a long day.
That's what it is.
Tune in, relax, and reclaim your chill, laughter, and good vibes on the Wind